I have two Asian pears. They are 5 feet apart. How much growth they put out. If you have a pear tree, you probably know how much growth they put out. This is just from March or late March or so, and it goes all the way out, and so it's very long. I mean, it's crazily long. I'm trying to keep these guys maybe 5 feet. I mean, not 5 feet, 6 feet long, 6 feet tall, so that I can easily reach and trim. And hopefully, if I have fruit, I can pick them easily. I mean, I can use the ladder, but it's easier for me to maintain when I have a shorter tree to cut, anyways. So July or June, it depends on where you are, but usually when it's put out a good amount of growth and it's been growing a good time, the cane turn into this kind of dark brownish yellowish color, tan color, and this guy is so brown, so it's been mature enough and it's ready to be cut down. So at the bottom, usually they're grafted onto some of the rootstocks to slow down the growth of the tree, because if you take this and you start a tree out of this, it's going to grow very vigorous and bigger tree and taller tree. So they usually have suckers like, so this leaf is coming down from the bottom of the trunk, and you can see the callus where they graft the tree, the pear tree, the Asian pear, down to the rootstock. This is where you can tell it's all oozy and rough. This is your pear tree. Anything that grows above it is the pear tree. Underneath there is from the rootstock, and you can tell from the leaf too. The leaves is kind of different. This one, our pear tree, is smoother and bigger, and this guy has serrated leaf also, but it's smaller, and the cane itself is smaller. It's not as big as this. Sometimes if it's too nutritious soil, it can grow bigger. But anything underneath there, you want to cut them out. You can start your own rootstock, root them, and then later you can graft on, your own pear tree onto that rootstock. So I don't want that to suck out any nutrients from my tree. I'm going to cut it off. That's the first thing. And they're going to continue to come out, and just continue to cut them off. So I initially want to have this one as an open center tree. I don't want anything that is that low, because anything that is too low will be covered up or shaded by the above canopy. So I'm gonna trim all these out, and anything that is growing in and kind of create the close up where the wind, just imagine the wind can't blow through here later. If this thing start to grow, branches out more next year and the year after, it's gonna start blocking up, and the tree gonna get all tight and stuff. So I don't need that many. And you can see down here, it doesn't have much sun going down, so it's not gonna be very good. It can be, later if you want to renew, make that a renewal cane, then you can leave that on and chop the top. But now I don't need any renewal cane. Even if I want a renewal cane, I want them to be up higher. And look at that, it's already got injured, and it looks like something has came and took a bite out of that. So they are growing too long and too skinny, just they're not very healthy. I would cut those off too close to the thicker trunk. This is not the rejuvenate, this is just a maintenance summer kind of cleanup. So just help the tree air out a little bit more in the middle. Usually they just want to grow straight up, so shoot straight up. So I want to open the center out so that every time I cut, I always look at the buds that I'm about to cut below it. Like if I'm gonna cut right here, right below it, the last one I'm gonna keep, I want that to facing outward. So if that was to grow out another branch, it's gonna come out that way. Look at this one. It is so wiggly and not really strong. I'm gonna go ahead and just remove it all the way. They are so skinny. So, and this guy, look at this guy. It's like go from this side and it cross back here and it go up all that way. It doesn't need to stay. So I'm gonna cut it all the way down as closer to the big trunk as possible, and because I don't need all those too many, you know. I love to have a lot of pairs, but this, just imagine like this is as much money as you have, and you have to spread out all of these things that you're gonna be spending on, and every single one is gonna have a little bit of money, versus you have this much money and you just spread out just a few items. You're gonna buy good quality items if you're a shopper. So like that one, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it to the out facing bud. That one is not very strong. It's kind of like in a weird angle. It's actually on the inside, so I'm gonna go ahead and flush it with the last year's wood so that it doesn't grow out some more. If you cut a piece of wood that is not to the bottom of, you know, you don't flush it to the last trunk or whatever, then that has a chance to come out. Like if this guy, if you want to take it out, you have to flush it all the way to the main trunk. Like right here, if you cut it, you leave a little stub, new growth gonna start coming out. So that's how you trying to get rid of the new little growth. So this guy is just like leaning like this. I'm gonna go ahead and snip it off. A lot of these guys are growing not very strong. It's not even strong in a word, but they grow so fast. We had a bunch of water, rain coming, and so anything that's not strong, kind of like wiggly, like this guy, then they'll cut it off. But this guy has a very strong part up to here. So this is a main kind of relatively main stem. So I'm gonna cut that guy to the next node that is going away from that stem. So I want it to go out, and that's too skinny. I don't want it. I'm gonna snip it off. That one's too skinny. I don't want it. I'm gonna snip it off. This is kind of like what I maintain fruiting wood, so I just want all the fruiting wood to stay on this cane later, and just kind of develop that. If I have any pair, it's going to be strong enough to hold some. If you see there's no air movement in the middle, clip them out so that they have some air going through in the middle. Anything that grows under, cut it out. Anything grow under, and it got, you know, a canopy on the top and it's shaded out. The bottom, either cut the center out so that the top can be grow, or cut the bottom out where it's being shaded. So that one, I'm trying to maintain my fruiting. That's as high as I want it to be. So I see some of this nice cane here, and it's gonna be really nice thick buds right there. But this start getting like way too long. I want the buds to stay closer to the thickest section, where maybe just 6 inches away from the main trunk. You can tell it's spring back up. It's it's much sturdier. If anything that grows on that, it's still gonna be very strong. It's a nice cane there. I don't want all of that from the top. I'm just gonna cut from the 6 inches closer, 4 to 6 inches closer to the nearest main stem. So now they look more compacted. And one thing I was forgot to mention is that you don't want to cut it too much where the trunk will be too exposed, and then in the summer it might get sunburned. You know, where the sun gets in the middle and it's straightly directly shine onto the tree for like the whole time. This tree now got so much air movement that can come in here and come in here. You can see through, which means the air can move through, and the new growth gonna start coming out like from June now in zone 7B until November. And I'm not going to prune this anymore. Let the rest, I know taking away the leaves will, leaves will take in the sunshine and help the roots absorb all the nutrient and support the trees, the leaves itself, and the fruit and everything else. But too much leaves, it's more, that's later it's just gonna be such a hassle to cut, and sometimes you will end up cutting when it weighs too big, end up cutting a big chunk off. Like right here, it's more prone to damage, like shock and whatnot. You don't want it to be too late, because I don't know, I just cut this last year and I was so scared. But little stuff like this cutting off, it's okay. Those are like a rejuvenation cut. So as I came inside, I just remembered that I forgot to mention, when you prune during a period of hot weather, so that the callus have some time to dry off, instead of prune when you're expecting rain, and that is more prone to disease and stuff like that. It gives them time for the callus to, the branch to callus up and dry up before you get the rain. So it's been raining for the past 3-4 days, and it just stopped today. It's gonna be in the 80s today, in the next few days. So I went ahead and pruned this morning at lunch, and it's so hot.